On Majalis, the Ascension ceremony is in full swing as cheering crowds gather to greet the first servant. Pike stands with Uhura, witnessing it, but he has some pointed questions like, for instance, how did the fate of Majalis rest on the head of one child, which Uhura says is complicated and sacrosanct? Why would Gamal kidnap his own son, or why she never mentioned that Prospect 7 was not an alien colony? Uhura looks uncomfortable with the whole thing.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd be uncomfortable about that too.
There's like a lot of deception and stuff going on here. So we go back to the brig and Gamal, and they're trying to, ascertain like what laws he may have broken or what kind of was the plan. And then it looks like he was going to use the neural dampener to prevent his son from being able to fulfill his duties. So it looks like Dad, even though Dad was pretending to be real super standoffish, was not, and was trying to figure out ways to get his son out of whatever's coming. So he asks if he can see his son again, and this is when Una, who was being a hard ass with him, is like, nope, Pike's already taken him to the planet, and dude just kind of folds up. Just kind of like, oh. And then he kind of goes through like how he violated his own beliefs and his laws, trying to save his son. And she's like, save your son from what? Now we go back to the first servant going through the crowd to the quote-unquote sacred chamber. Allura explains that the Magellan Ruling Council has allowed an exception for Pike. Though he's an outsider, he can witness the Ascension ceremony because he saved the boy's life and because she wanted him to be a part of it. When Pike asks what he's a part of, the first servant approaches, inviting Pike to join him at the Ascension. Yeah. Back on the ship, Shankar reports that he's unable to reach the captain as the planet was putting out an electromagnetic field that blocked communications. Una orders Spock to prepare a landing party to beam to the surface, but Spock reports that the same EM pulse that blocked communications would also block transporters. Una is incredulous that they were unable to reach the captain at the exact moment they needed to. And see, there was something about the way she said that too, where you get the sense that this isn't an accident. This is somebody set this up specifically that nobody would be able to get a hold of him.
Yeah. Which I don't understand why Allura would have done that. She seemingly knows Pike. Maybe not like every little thing about him, but like, come on. You think this is a guy that's going to watch you sacrifice a kid and not try to do anything about it? Come on now.
Maybe she was hoping that his sense of duty and everything would override his horror at what's coming, and that if he was there when it happened, he'd maybe understand it. And trust me, I'm going more than halfway here. So inside the sacred chamber, Pike stands in the background as they approach the throne. It's attached to a number of power generators. Allura kneels before the first servant, asking the ritual question, do you freely offer this gift of self to the people of Majalis? And he says, with joy and gratitude, I do. She says, do you freely choose your fate? And just as he's about to give the ritual answer, the first servant sees the bundle being carried on a stretcher by the Lunarian guards, and it kind of falters. It kind of bucks a little bit here.
Yeah, he's like, I know what that is. I don't think I want to do this, actually.
Maybe can I have another day to think about this? Pike kind of bucks on his own too a little bit, and two of the guards like put spears up to his throat basically. And then Allura's like, no, let him see. It's okay if he checks it out. And he pulls back the sheet and exposes a desiccated corpse of a child, a dried out corn husk of what's left of a child.
Yeah, that was not cool.
Yeah. The guards hold him back to prevent him from interfering, as Allura says he has sacrificed himself willingly for the people of Majalis. Pike is able to overpower his guards holding him, but one standing near the throne, which now holds the first servant, and he's like plugged into a bunch of cables and crap, smacks Pike in the face with her weapon and knocks him out cold. Pike comes to inside Allura's residence and rises to leave. The guards block him, but Allura assures them that the Ascension's complete and there's nothing he can do. And she tells Pike that he can go now as well. And he intends to do so after rescuing the kid. And she stops him and says, hey, if you take him out of there, it's just going to kill him. Pike, I don't know, he almost just kind of crumbles on his own because like he just walks back to her bed and sits down, just like, where do I go?
Yeah, I can imagine. He doesn't know about the electromagnetic interference surrounding where he's at, but like he seems to know that whatever he might want to do is just not going to work. And I'll admit, even right here, I thought, no, they have his body scan. When Pike beams away, the kid's going to join him.
Yeah, that's not what happens.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So Pike just kind of, says, why would you need a child to do this? And she says she's not even sure why or kind of what, or how this started or anything. And then Pike is just obviously horrified. And she asks him, well, can you say that one child doesn't suffer for the Federation, for everybody else to get along, which is really kind of like one of those armor piercing questions,
But it's bullshit.
Not directly, but somewhere a child paid a price for some advancement that the Federation made.
Oh, come on. There is a huge difference.
Is she equivocating? Absolutely. It is not an apple to apple answer. I will give you that. But she does hit him with a question that's enough to kind of shut him up.
It shouldn't, though. Pike's smarter than that.
Yeah, except he's he's over it, man. I mean, don't you think at this point, here's this chick that he was thinking, hey, I really like her. She really likes me. Here's this beautiful planet. And then maybe in a few years when what's going to happen to me is going to happen, I can come back here and maybe they can fix me. And then finding out they're a bunch of child murderers.